So it sounds good to me. It sounds really good.
It feels good.
It feels good, right?
That's why.
Especially when he went up in that attic just to look at it for me and started pulling out all that chicken. He almost threw all the way up.
Ugh.
And I told her, had that been somebody else, because I've been here, and you ask, well, can you look at? They'd be like, well, no, but you can have. Like they would do everything not to do it.
I might fall off the ladder.
Yeah, they'll do everything not to do the job. He's like, oh, I got a ladder in the trunk. Let me go grab my ladder and take a look.
And nobody asked him to touch that door to fortify it. And he's like, let me go grab my
toolkits. And yeah, he was working on the doors and all kind of stuff. So I love that. Like that just feels so good to me.
But here's why. And I'm going to go off on a small tangent because this is our lives. I was just talking the other day about somebody saying I met some people and they said they would not travel to Texas because of how certain people are treated in Texas, black folks. We had that when we were going to Italy. My meeting falling on my ear. We had that when we were going to Italy. They don't know how to treat black people there. They don't know how to treat these kind of people here. Yeah. This kind of service doesn't do that. That is not what we create. This dude is going above and beyond. Nobody asked him to jimmy rig the door to make sure it's fortified to take care of us. And when we went to those places, they treated us like.
And he took the chicken with him.
Yeah, and he put it in the right. Didn't he put it in the trash and say, "Here, you take."
Yeah,
girl, you have to lay the framework and fashion your life in a space of grace and gratitude and abundance and joy. I saw your other video, but I'm going off on my time. So that you can have moments like this. You don't have moments like this in the moment. You've already created.
You already created the moment before you get to the moment.
Because that's how your life is set up. So stop saying it don't work.
This is why I say you got to stay prayed up. You got to stay prayed up. A lot of times people have a tendency to stop praying when they're already in the storm. When they're already in the thing. But we've been doing this when life feels its best. It is so funny because we're so weird. We're weird. Because think about it.
Find out why we're weird. Why are we weird?
We are weird because we are most inspired to pray and to do gratitude when life is going good. It makes us want to be thankful. Yeah. We start getting like, oh, I gotta write a list. Oh, this is good. Yeah, we're the opposite. We're the opposite. Yeah. So we don't. It ain't even about we're going through something. Let's write it. Let's get it together. We are inspired by getting it together when life is at its most togetherness.
But the math of that, I'm almost thinking it's probably not a good idea to pray when you're destitute because your prayers are coming from a heavy, lack-driven, non-possibility space. When you're praying when it's popping and giving thanks in that moment.
And that's just it. When you're praying from this space of desperation, from this space of, oh my God, I feel so bad, things aren't going right for me. Ah, dag.
What happened?
The battery about to die. You see that battery flashing? People have a tendency to pray when they're at need, when they're in a space of need. Here's the thing, though. When you think about the law of attraction, however you're feeling, that's what you're going to get more of. Yeah. So the trick is, if you're in a space of need, you really need something, and you're calling on the Lord, you're calling on God, you're calling on Allah, you're calling on your higher power. When you're in that space, the best thing you can do is get yourself raised up. You got to get yourself to a space where you're not crying anymore. Yeah. In a space where you feel better. That's why I say gratitude is always the best way to start your prayer. Be thankful. Count your blessings. Start counting your blessings. Even in this. Even in this. Start counting your blessings. And then stop asking. From a place that's not driven by fear, desperation. You don't have any other choices. You know?
And you can eye in the sky it when that happened here that first day, and somehow you found a way to, and people think it's like, I don't want to say fake, but they're looking to go all the way back to feeling good. She just was trying to get out of not even trying. It just naturally happened because that's your propensity to go back. And then, Jay
so
called
when we had that person,
to your grandmother,
but when we had that person come in and make that offer, that's what really felt better.
Yeah.
Because it felt like, okay, even though his offer was a low, y'all know what it was. But the bottom line is it gave me hope again. Like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe there is some value here. Right. Maybe all's not lost. So that got me into a better, it raised me up some.
Right.
You got to raise up some. Because some people say, I keep praying, but my prayers aren't answered. Well, what space are you praying from? Because whatever you're feeling in that prayer, you're going to get more of that. the universe, God doesn't recognize language. Language when words don't mean a thing. What is recognized is how you feel. What offering are you giving? When you look at people who keep altars, a lot of times they're placing on that altar what they're offering, right? And the symbology of what's being offered, whether it's a nice, fresh, ripe apple, not a rotten apple.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice, fresh cut flowers, pure water, purity, things at their peak of ripeness, their peak of perfection, because it's a symbolization of what we're offering you. So the best thing that you can offer God is your best feelings and your best intention, your gratitude, your happiness, your gratefulness. Get happy, praise, worship, and then offer your prayers.
And don't be confused. The key word in there is your best.
Let me say something though.
Wow.
Because before all of this, I've never really taught all that. I was never like spiritual in my conversation on this camera. But it's so funny because with this, you know what I mean? We have so many spiritual conversations because
off camera.
Well, we've always done it.
Yeah.
We've always done it in our regular lives because we know that this is how it works. I never did it so much on camera. So that's what's so funny though. So y'all probably think this is a whole gospel channel. I don't know.
But the key word in that conversation is best. And I just think sometimes people are trying to go too high, too fast. Your best may be tears. Your best may be being frustrated, and you were angry and depressed, but now you just annoyed.
Frustration is better than angry and depressed. So you see what I'm saying? You get to move up. You're
going up, and so that will get you there faster than trying to fake funk from depression or anger or whatever. I'm okay. No,
you're not. No, you're not. And that's why it was also important for me to show you when I wasn't okay. Like I didn't have to fake and pretend like I'm okay. No, right now I'm feeling something, and we're gonna feel this thing because you get to feel your feelings, guys. But what you do get to do is keep it moving. You don't want to stay stuck in your feelings. If I'm feeling a week from now the same way I was feeling last week, we need to do some work. We got some work to do because it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way.
Yep. So the more you do it, the easier it is to do.
And like I said, keep that in mind, guys. I pray every day. I meditate in gratitude every day so that my life is already pre-paved and cushioned. I have a layer of protection around me. We have a hedge of protection around us so that when things like this happens, it was already worked out, boo. It was already worked out.
So this is my favorite thing to do. I love talking about spiritual capital, and what a wonderful place to do it on the Fun and Budget Act because she's all about the numbers. But spiritual capital, let's say that we possess $1 billion of spiritual capital, and life comes along to take out withdrawals. People die, you lose your job, you get upset, and a death is worth $50,000. If you're a billionaire, and you've been adding that capital and investing it in good places with good friends and good relationships and fun and joy. Sowing those seeds ahead of time. When that $50,000 comes out, you're like, you see it's missing because you're doing your budget, but it's not going
to deplete you to empty.
Exactly. And you're not in the moment of that deficit trying to scrape and get money at that time. That's what those desperate prayers are doing. But if you only have $100,000 because you're lazy with your spiritual capital budget and you don't do the deposits and you don't give thanks and you don't build that up and have fun and play and come meet somebody in the middle of the day to have joy. This is money right here. I just deposited a cool $1 million in my spiritual capital today with Miss Thing. So when you only have 100,000, if somebody takes 50,000 out, because life gonna be lifing, takes 50,000 out, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna burn, it's gonna itch, you're gonna feel some kind of way. So you have to keep your dough stacked in advance, spiritually invested in your soul. That's what you need to do, because tires gonna get flat, traffic's gonna happen, ding, 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 ding.
I love it.
What do you call it? Withdrawals. But you don't want to feel it the same. You notice it, but you don't want to feel it. And that's what it is.
It's like, because when those things be happening to me, it doesn't take me out. Like, it takes some people out. Like, what? A tire? You know what I mean? It be like, and I be look.
I understand.
That's when y'all
remember when the tire?
Yeah, but listen,
We were laughing. We were on the phone. You were would cry laughing, but we figured it out.
But that's just it. That's when you're going to see me roll my eyes. That's when you're going to see me roll my eyes, because I'm looking at you like, it's just a tire. Because see, in my reality, I can't come down to your level. I'm not going to come down here to meet you where you at. No. You're going to come up here to meet me where I'm at. Right. Because I refuse to deplete, like you said, even $5 of what I have in my account just to come down here so that you can feel like I'm empathizing with you when it's just a tire. Mm-hmm. Why aren't you built up? Why aren't you better prepared for this thing?
And going back to friendship, I'm not asking her for money. Spiritual money. I don't come to her asking her, I'm low on cash and revenue. Could you please? I don't ask her for physical money, and I don't ask her for spiritual money to come over here and save me and make deposits in my space, because we don't even have the same kind of currency. So you can't actually get it from anybody else anyway. You know, she got euros and I got dollars, whatever. They're different spiritual currencies just between you and God. So you have to do your own investments and assessments and strategies for you know, the stocks in your life that are your capital, because your currency is different from everybody else's on the planet. So don't go asking people for stuff they can't give you. But I was saying about the tire, on the literal day that her tire popped and she gratituded and it was all good and all deposited. This actually happened. It's not a metaphor. Nope. That was the best day ever.
The day I met my man.
Exactly.
3 years ago, and still with him, strong.
Yes.
And
we were on the highway laughing and crying. I remember that.
Then you know that I went the other day to get my tires redone, because I'm thinking, it got to be time. Yeah. It got to be time. Last time I had tires was in 2016. The day that them tires popped was 2018. And I only did 2, because you know how I be about my money. So I only got 2 new tires. So I got 2 tires in 2018, 2 tires in 2016. So I'm like, let me go to the tire place, because I'm pretty sure, look at these birds. See, those are birds that were in the vents. You see how all of them are there? They just be chilling on that bush.
They happy it's freshly cut.
Girl. So, okay. So I go to the thing because I'm like, it has to be time. And while I'm there, what about some brakes too? Because I haven't had brakes either. 2016, right? And so I put the car in the shop and they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, the tires are getting to the end of their life. So once again, they didn't say I needed new tires. They was like, yeah, I guess they are getting to the end of their life. I'm like, just give me new tires. I want them. So I got new tires. And then so they went to look at the brakes and they're like, but the brakes look brand new. They're girl, 2016.
Oh, wow.
This is what I'm saying.
Blessings
it's like,
on blessings on
but
blessings.
Remember that time? All right, here's another sidebar. I never did put the video out. I need to edit it and put it out one day. But I also did this exercise where I said I'm just going to spend money. Remember, just because I was going to go on this splurge. I said I wanted to feel how it felt if I was debt free and I wasn't sending extra money to all these places, and I could just take some money and spend it. So I think I picked something like $4,000 just to splurge. And how about every time I went to go try to spend the money, things end up being on sale. Things end up being, remember, it took me so long to spend the money. Things end up being free. It's like, but I'm trying to spend my money. Like, help. So that's funny, but I think it goes back to, because I built up a life that allows me to save. That even when I want what I want, there's ways that it's free or heavily discounted, or I can't stop it even when I was trying to. So that was funny too. But okay, that's it.
What a rant.
I know, we need a thumbnail. Should we do a car thumbnail? I guess so. It's raining. I don't feel like going back in the house. Plus, them birds are chilling. Look at them. They look comfortable. They're on a real one. Look, and then they all flew away at the same time.
What are all those little cords coming out of there?
I know, right? And those ones are coming from their house.
That look real gingerbread.
Some of them was from when, remember, you used to have the dish, and then the security cameras, and just different things.
Yes.
But guys, all right, come on. We probably should have had our hats.
I know.
But anyway, I got time for that. The car way over there. Right next to us.
Go get it.
I don't want to. I'm tired. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I think I'm going to be able to make this into 2 videos. I think we're going to make it into the video about how did you feel, because they said I was rolling my eyes and I had no empathy, because I feel like that conversation and this last conversation can all go together with the spiritual capital. And then the other video with the house.
Thumbs up. Like, comment below.